With us on the Saturday AM edition of Newsfeed, we take you straight to the Beitbridge border post where 7 people have tested positive for coronavirus in the last reporting circle. It comes after 104 people having tested positive in just 4 days when thousands overcrowded the border post for entry into South Africa this week. Now, some sense of normality has somewhat returned to the border, with only essential service providers allowed to pass through that border into Zimbabwe. Our reporter Belani Pakhadi is stationed there to give us more insight on 7 people now, Belani, testing positive for COVID-19. Talk us through the impact of this test.
Definitely, that is our clear understanding at this particular stage. Newsroom Africa do understand that about 7 people just yesterday tested positive for the coronavirus, and that is after the 104 cases were reported beforehand in the last 4 days. Maybe that is the leading to the reporting circle of the 7 that we have now been told of. So it gives you an indication that the border in itself has experienced a lot of people coming or attempting to come into the country. Scores of them have had to be turned away. That is about the 107 that were turned, the 109 now, including the 7 that have been turned away because they have a coronavirus. They have tested positive to coronavirus. We also do understand that thousands of people during the week were turned away because they did not have relevant documentations to cross the border. So currently we are on top of the Beitbridge border post. As you can see behind me, this is a vehicle that is going through into South Africa, the truck going into South Africa, showing you that the once long queue that we once experienced with people coming into South Africa has literally subsided. This is what we are told, that it is the normal day-to-day operations of the border now. In South Africa, the people have been processed, and this is what you see, the trucks now leading into Beitbridge, making it out, say, a Beitbridge problem at that side, so that they can then begin to process all these vehicles that you've seen. These people here have tested negative for coronavirus, the drivers of these trucks to be safe, and their colleagues in the trucks, they have tested negative for the coronavirus, hence they are now allowed to move forward. I saw that one of the gentlemen that we earlier interviewed, Julius, is also here. So it gives us an indication that an hour at most will get you through the Beitbridge border post, as opposed to 4 days that we've seen earlier on the week. So as things stand, this is what we call the normalcy has literally returned to the Beitbridge border post here in Messina, Limpopo, giving us an indication, of course, that the health officials and as well as the port officials have had to go through quite a lot to try and ensure that the numbers that we earlier saw are no longer the same, and that the coronavirus testing has also gone into what I could say it's a rapid space. You know that the rapid testing here, it can take up to about an hour, as we see now. Once somebody is tested and they test negative, they're then allowed to move past. So in less than an hour, you'll get your results if you're going through into Zimbabwe, only if you are an essential services provider, of course. And if you are not allowed into Zimbabwe because of the regulations in that country. The lockdown is in effect. If you're not a essential services provider, you'll not be able to go inside, or you'll not be able to come into South Africa. And that is one of the reasons why we are told currently that we are no longer seeing vehicles, private vehicles, trying to gain access into South Africa. Mpo?
Very well, let's leave it there for now. That update from Belani Pakhadi, stationed at the Beitbridge border post, of course, the country's busiest land border. We've seen chaos unfolding over the past few days, but a sense of normality or normalcy has been restored, as Belani Pakhadi puts it. We'll continue to bring you more coming out of there. But